Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. Yeah, the warnings of the last few days and weeks seem to have been in the right place, because Cardano is dropping further. It hasn't dropped massively because, to be fair, it already was quite a bit oversold on various time frames. But as we can see here on the 2-hour chart, it did move lower yesterday. Showed you here the support zone and the resistance zone, and it eventually broke through that zone of support, and we had one last straw, which was here the low from the 24th of February around 75 cents. Now even that was broken, so we have a new swing low. It hasn't dropped too badly, but it has come down to a 73.1 cent. That is a swing low, and now there's a bit of a consolidation, but that could just be a retest of the previous lows or of the previous support level. That could be a flip of the previous support as resistance. Ideally it now comes back to that 75 cent level. We'll retest it. It hasn't quite reached it yet, but it came nearly to that level, and then further sell-off. Yeah, that is currently what I have to expect, because it is dropping lower. Obviously, that is what I said yesterday as well. As long as we are still in a downtrend, we have to assume the downtrend continues. Short-term upside still possible, but even a move all the way up to 90.5 cents would not have broken the downtrend, because you're still below the previous swing high. So therefore, yeah, the downtrend, in my opinion, is obviously still at play. That has now worked out, because we have even made a new swing low, and we are getting closer and closer to that 55 cent level. Now, we haven't dropped massively, so even though we have lost support, I think the fight is still not quite lost. There is currently still a realistic chance that the Cardano bulls get that price level back, the 75 cents. We can see at the moment there is a little bit of consolidation going on. And what I said about the volume here, whenever you have that volume decrease, at some point then when it hits here at quite a low level, maybe the previous levels, then you can expect another spike. Now that happened, no major spike, but you can see this drop in price, obviously, from where we bounced off that descending channel, descending wedge, and we moved from 78 cents all the way down to 73. So from 78 to 73 cents. So yeah, this is essentially what is going on here. Support broken, dropped quite a bit. In the end, this was already sort of already getting quite likely, as we were really, really low to that support level, and we had not broken the downtrend yet, and therefore the downtrend is at play as long as we are in a downtrend. All right, it only gets broken when you break the previous swing high. And what do the indicators tell us? An update of the indicators here on the 4-hour chart. You can see that here also it has prevented any kind of further reduction in negative momentum, so that has turned down again. On the 4-hour chart, we are not yet oversold, so we could theoretically even drop a little bit more. And here on the ADX and DI, we even have negative momentum increase and a short signal on the ADX on the daily chart. Also here we had a potential bullish cross here on the ADX and DI. Also that was prevented here a few days ago. Bearish still on the RSI on the daily. Here again highlighting the 50 level. The 50 level on the daily RSI is just super important. You can see that also this time again we bounced off that. I find it increasingly important on the ADA chart for some reason, more important than on other charts. It really adheres very well to the 50 level. You can see it's pretty much split into two levels here. But yeah, also here we could not get above 50, and the daily RSI now also pushing further down. So from my point of view, this does obviously not yet look bullish. 4-day chart now also bearish crossover. So this means also medium-term lower price levels expected. At least currently the indicators suggest that. And here on the 4-day, we now also have a bearish engulfing candle, and everything is pushing on pointing towards my target area here between 55 and 30 cents. So I increasingly think that is more and more likely. That is the primary expectation anyway. And I've warned in the last few days about lower and lower prices for altcoins still, and that the low isn't in, and this should, however, be the area where we are finding support and could see the turnaround of ADA. What are the price levels for ADA expected in the next move up? Well, I talked about that in the past. That should be something around $4 and $4.50. But first of all, obviously, we need to complete the correction. So what we want to see here in this scenario is that the price completes its corrective wave down here. This last leg that we still need down, and Bitcoin also gets closer and closer now to the target area. And from here then, maybe from 55 or even from 30 cents. It's a bit hard to say now where exactly, but let's say from down here, and we had then a first 5-wave move up. That is the first confirmation that we need that the downtrend is over. After that, you typically get an ABC wave down, and that would be the first entry point then that could be a good confirmation that the downtrend is over. Of course, also entries in here are possible, but obviously with a higher risk that the downtrend isn't over yet. Ideally, you wait for the confirmation of a first 5-wave move and a 3-wave move down. That typically comes down quite low anyway. And now any potential bullish breakout scenario that we had here has been invalidated just purely by the price dropping below the previous swing lows at 75 cents. The fight, as I said, the fight doesn't seem to be lost yet, because here you can see that we are sort of still fighting around that area, and we haven't really moved away from the 75-cent level, but it's also, on the other hand, not really good that we drop below the level. And if I extend here that trend line, you can see this is where we currently found support. So that might be an explanation why we're currently here and could now retest 75 cents from below before we drop further. Okay, that is my view here about Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe, and maybe even check out the channel membership. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.